Hello, my dear friends. My name is Harold, and welcome to The Sanctum, your gateway into learning and exploring the ancient wisdom of the East and the West. In this video, we're going to be diving deep into the topic of God forms. So, what exactly is a God form, and why would you want to practice this technique, and how is it useful in your daily life? So, first of all, a God form is essentially a practice where you begin to embody the aspect of a particular archetype. Okay, so an archetype could be any form of energy that represents a certain aspect of existence and a certain aspect of being as a human being. Okay, so for example, the ancient gods of Rome, Greek, Egypt, Celtic, Norse tradition, even in India, Hindu deities, Tibetan deities in Tibet, some of the deities of the African pantheon. All of these particular deities represent various archetypes, various energies that are there, natural forces that are there in the universe itself, and also that we can embody at certain times of our life. So by adopting a God form, this is essentially where we are connecting to and almost wearing like a suit of armor, or identifying with a particular archetype, thereby becoming this archetype, thereby allowing that particular archetypal nature, that energy, to flow into us and into our life and change us and the way that we behave according to that particular idea or energy. Okay, so when you adopt a particular God form, what happens is you are disidentifying from being a human being with all the limitations that come with being a human being, and you are now identifying as a particular God or a God form. Okay, and therefore the energy of that God, you start to wear that energy, and it's almost as if your energy body starts to vibrate in the frequency of that particular God form and what that God represents. Okay, so why would you want to do this? So first of all, this can be very powerful, very useful in daily life. Let me use an example. So for example, Thoth is the god, Egyptian god of writing, wisdom, knowledge, speech, language, and eloquence. So let's say you want to supercharge your writing to get great ideas because you're a writer, or let's say you want to speak better because you are a public speaker, or let's say you're a teacher, or you want to impart some knowledge to somebody, or you just want to feel more confident about yourself when you go out into an interview to develop your own wisdom. You can embody the god Thoth. You can step out of your own body and step into becoming where the entire bodysuit of the god Thoth, and hold on to that. And as you do this, the energy of that particular archetype, you start to become that particular deity. So for example, our unconscious mind cannot tell the difference between that which is real and that which is imagined. This is now confirmed by scientific research, that if we imagine that we're on holiday in Spain or somewhere on a beach, and we can hear the sound of the waves and feel the heat and the warmth of the sun, immediately our body starts to relax and thinks, oh, we're on holiday in Spain. Even though you might be in London and it's raining and thundering and cold, but your mind says, no, I'm in Spain, and starts to relax because it can't tell that difference between that which you're imagining and that which is real right now. So what you're doing with this is you're stepping out of being yourself and you're imagining that you are the god Thoth. And when this happens, your unconscious mind goes, hang on a minute, I am Thoth, and therefore starts to connect you directly into the vibration of that particular archetypal energy that is known as Thoth, that we may call Thoth, which may be attributed to the energy of the planet Mercury, and in some sense the energy of the moon as well. And this can be made even more powerful if you hold a god form or adopt the god form and do an invocation of that particular god, that could be even more powerful. And if you want to know a little bit more about invocations and my invocation of Thoth, you can do so by checking out this video up here. So before I get to the actual technique as to how you can actually do it, later on towards the end of the video, I will talk about the actual practice of how you can actually adopt a god form. Let me talk a little bit more about how this is even more useful, more examples of what you can do. So Thoth is one particular archetype you could use. Let's say you want to get somewhere really quickly, you want to do more traveling or get somewhere really quickly. You can adopt the particular god form of the Roman god Mercury. Mercury represents travel, fast communication, commerce, business. So even myself, I remember one day I had a very important meeting I had to get to, and due to unforeseen circumstances, I was going to be late. I was going to be 15 minutes late, and I saw that I'm really going to be late. So what I did was I adopted the god form of Mercury, and I swear to you, as soon as I left the door, everything started to align. The traffic lights went immediately green as I was going to go through it. The lifts just opened perfectly in time as I was going to walk in. Everybody moved away and just paved the way perfectly for me to get 2 minutes just before the start of the meeting. And honestly, it would have been 15 minutes otherwise. And I really felt adopting the god form of Mercury made that difference. And there were other incredible things, including manifesting a completely ridiculous free flight while I was in an airport. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But like this, let's say you want to go to the gym and you want to enhance your workout, you can hold one of the god forms of the archetype of Mars. So maybe the Greek god Ares, for example, or another particular god or goddess associated with strength and the physical body and all of these particular aspects that may be in alignment with the goal that you have in mind. Let's say you want to increase your charisma and to draw more people to you, friends and others. Then you can embody a particular archetype associated with the sun, like Helios, for example. These are solar deities that can draw to you fame, and because you become like the sun in nature, so you can draw people to you and you become very charismatic in nature, very confident in nature. Let's say you're going for a date and you want to be more charming, more attractive, more alluring than you normally would be. You could embody any archetype of Venus, which would be like the goddess Aphrodite. She's the goddess of love. And you may notice that when you adopt this god form, people are very drawn to you, that who you find attractive are very drawn to you, because you're embodying that particular Venusian aspect of love, of beauty, of charm, of sensuality. So like this, you can embody any of the particular archetypal gods or goddesses. Let's say you want to improve your monetary situation or your success, any archetype of Jupiter, right? So that could be Jupiter, that could be Thor, that could be Zeus, any form that is associated with that energy that you want to improve. I go more into detail on these particular energies and the 7 planetary powers and the archetypes. On my Patreon channel, there's an entire 23 video series on manifestation using symbols and sigils that talks about these archetypes. And you can look more into that if you want to look deeper into it. So now let's go into the actual technique. How would you actually do this? So first of all, you want to step out of yourself. And in order to do that, you want to dissolve into emptiness. And then from emptiness, you want to arise as that particular deity. And this is how you would do it. So you would close your eyes, relax for a moment. You can even do this with your eyes open if you have the practice. And imagine that there's a little blue seed in your heart. And then from this blue seed, lights emanate in all 10 directions to the ends of the universe and begin to dissolve the universe into blue light that begins to approach you and approach your body. And then from your feet upwards, your whole body begins to melt upwards, and your body from the top of your head begins to melt downwards into this little blue seed in your heart. and everything just completely disappears. You're completely gone, and your consciousness is this little blue seed. And everything else is empty. Everything else is just in pure darkness and void. And then from this, then being this little blue seed, this too begins to dissolve, and you disappear. You're gone. You don't exist. You're now in complete void, in emptiness, where all possibilities reside. Now from here you reappear as this little blue seed. That is your consciousness. Now from the heart you start to recreate the body of the particular deity that you're embodying. So it could be Thor, it could be Thoth, it could be Helios, it could be Aphrodite, it could be Zeus, it could be anybody, any deity or any archetypal energy that you wish to embody. It could even be another person who has the qualities that you want to embody, but I would not recommend doing that because that person is still in a human body, and that can cause unnecessary identification. So it's better to use an archetype or a god form of a certain kind. And then you recreate your body as that deity. So if it's Thoth, you have an ibis head with your long beak, and you're wearing a nemes, and you're holding a quill and a book in your other hand, and you've got a tall, slender body which is Egyptian in nature, wearing all the Egyptian garments and aprons and things like that. You are Thoth. You and Thoth are one. Right. So if you were going to do an invocation with this, you would do the invocation now as Thoth. And now you hold this visualization that you are this deity. And then you're walking through your life as this deity. You're speaking as this deity. You're picking things up as this deity. You're meeting other people as this deity. And you will begin to notice the power of that deity being transmitted through you. Note that you never lose yourself or anything like that. You will always still be you. However, you will notice that all of the qualities that archetype will be enhanced within you. So if it's Thoth, you'll notice you'll speak better with people, you'll have better ideas, you'll be saying really wise things, your knowledge will go through the roof, you'll be able to retain information better, you'll be able to write better. All of those will begin to manifest itself better because you're embodying that archetype, depending on what it is that you're embodying. So I hope this all makes sense. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you very soon in the next video. Peace.